Greetings, class of 2026. Those who are able, please rise for the academic procession with members of the university's faculty, senior administrators, deans, Provost Christopher Bracey, and President Mark Wrighton. Following the procession, please remain standing and remove your hats for the national anthem, sung by members of the GW University Singers, accompanied by the Corcoran Brass, and presentation of colors by the GW Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps.
night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome the class of 2026 and transfer students to your very first academic ceremony, convocation. My colleagues and I are honored that you have decided to attend the George Washington University. Convocation is one of the ceremonies that will bookend your time here at the George Washington University. The other, of course, is commencement on the National Mall. Today is a formal recognition of the start of your academic career here and of your taking up the mantle of inquisitive, passionate scholarship in line of great scholars that have attended this institution. You likely chose the George Washington University for a number of reasons. One of them is you being intelligent and high-achieving in your studies, and you are attracted to the stimulating academic and research experience that we have to offer. You will be challenged intellectually in our classrooms, research spaces, and internships beyond anything you have discovered in your education until now. You will meet people very different from yourself, and you will learn much from them. You will discover or hone your passions. You will seek, witness, and eventually achieve academic excellence. You are here to engage and reap the benefits of our world-class academic enterprise as we embark upon our third century here in the nation's capital. However, I hope that you chose to attend the George Washington University for another extremely important reason. And that is that we are an institution that will show you how to use your knowledge and skills to address society's most complex challenges and make a mark on the world with your own perspective, personality, and flair. Many aspects of society seem tenuous right now. Acts of racism, discrimination, and violence continue. Over the summer, the United States Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Many places across the country have fought to enact legislation that is harming our LGBTQ+ individuals. Other countries around the world continue to restrict the rights of their citizens. And of course, the crisis in Ukraine is ongoing. However, you are fortunate to attend a university with a long and profound history, 200 years worth, of faculty and, most importantly, students working in support of the issues that they feel most passionately about. At the George Washington University, we train our students to exercise their right to free speech and free assembly, both while they are here and after they leave us, in their quest to make the world a better place. George Washington University students do not simply talk about a better future. They work to make that future a reality. This is an extremely important legacy of our institution. For example, 50 years ago, our students organized in support of civil rights. They also worked together to promote an anti-war, pro-peace campaign. I know many of you are housed in the recently renovated Thurston Hall. In 1970, Thurston was not just a dormitory, but the site of student sit-ins to protest the Vietnam War. Today, our students attend marches and rallies and organize digitally to raise awareness and promote direct action. They tackle coursework and research focused on solving the problems of today. Students at the George Washington University are fundamentally committed to the achievement of academic excellence, and we are committed to providing you with a learning environment that will bring out your absolute best. But you must know and come to appreciate that what distinguishes students at GW is that our students also recognize the value of giving back to their communities through volunteerism and acts of service, as you will all do later today. I have no doubt that many of you were doing similar things before you came here, and I hope that you will continue to do so during your time at this university. Exercising your rights is a necessity in order to create the world that you want to see. We need you to chart a new, better future. And you are at no better place to do that than at the George Washington University. Today, as at this convocation ceremony, you are beginning your journey as part of the George Washington University community. And you are committed to shaping it and being shaped by it. I'm honored to welcome you all, passionate and determined, as the newest members of our distinguished community. I'm now pleased to introduce our student speaker, Ruben Roy. Ruben, you can give him applause if you feel that way. Ruben is a senior computer science major with minors in mathematics and bioinformatics. He has an impressive range of experience, including working as a lead software engineer for the NASA GW Cube Satellite Research Project, a data science and national security spring intern for the Federal Communications Commission, and a program manager intern with the Microsoft Corporation. Ruben has worked with the Honey Nashman Center for Civic Engagement and Public Service as a GW Upstart Social Innovation Commissioner, is president of GW Cyber, and is vice president of the Finance and Investment Club. He's a busy guy. He was named the Presidential Merit Scholar Sophomore of the Year in the School of Engineering, as well as a Civic Engagement Scholar. Please welcome Ruben to the podium.
Welcome, GW Class of 2026. It is my distinct privilege to address you here today. I'm now entering my fourth and final year here at GW as an undergrad, and not so long ago in the fall of 2019, I sat with my class in the exact same seats that you are now, filled with wonder over where the next 4 years would take me. And I soon got my answer because they took me in front of a Zoom camera for 8 months. Candidly, though, I really don't think that's something I have to talk much about, because each of us has experienced and continues to experience the pandemic. And while the substance of those experiences may be vastly different from person to person, they are each testaments to our own personal resiliency in times of unprecedented change, times that continue today. And maybe that's a good place to start, because if there is one reputation that GW has, it's as a university that knows how to make change. And in college, that's something to be embraced, whether it's change in our personal lives, our professional aspirations, or the community that we live in. The capacity of GW to make a difference and transform us comes through the resources it provides us in making the changes that we strive for. Each of us is on a journey to achieve our own personal goals. And I've got to be really honest, I am all about celebrating when those goals are accomplished. Professional, personal, spiritual, what have you. Whether it's getting an internship that you coveted, making it through the day, or learning from a shortcoming. Each of your accomplishments, however you define them, is valid and a credit to not only you, but each of the communities that you hail from. But celebrating achievements is wholly and entirely different from constructing your identity around them. As I started college, I learned that it's really, really hard not to equate your work with your worth when everything around you seems to demand the best of the best 24/7. My first several years here at GW were dictated by what I thought was my academic performance and the number of student organizations I could get involved with. But by letting those goals define me and the way I thought about myself, the majority of my time became filled with the stress of completing those goals instead of learning and growing from their pursuit. After much trial and error, I was able to find the social innovation and multicultural communities here at GW, which have become key sources of support and affirmation during my own college experience. And that's where each of us comes in. The community around you is critical in supporting and guiding you through your own personal journey, no matter your individual circumstances, your personal goals, or what you're interested in accomplishing and learning. For me, that came in the form of the vibrant service and creative communities right here at GW, like the Nashman Center and Multicultural Student Services Center, which are represented today. Communities that gave me the safety to grow and the power to learn from those alike and different from me. And at GW, that diversity in both background and experience is incredibly powerful. And just as you'll be having a community of support for your own journey of self-discovery, you will also be a critical part of someone else's. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that change-making and service not only demand engaging with the community, but engaging with ourselves. And in order to grow and help drive a change in our world, we each have to reflect on the service that we do and are about to do through our own knowledge and values, ensuring that it's not just impactful and meaningful to us, but sustainable to the communities that we serve. And I look forward to starting that journey with you today. And I'm excited to watch the discoveries you make as they set the stage for change, including the one that each of you will walk across at commencement 4 years from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben, for those inspirational words. A few acknowledgments are in order. I'd like to acknowledge Trustee Luis Otero, who is with us today. I would also like to briefly acknowledge the deans present today who represent our graduate and professional schools. Please welcome Dana Matthew, Dean of GW Law, Michael Foyer, Dean of the Graduate School of Education and Human Development, Liesl Riddle, Dean of the College of Professional Studies, and Pamela Slavin Lee, Interim Dean of the School of Nursing. I now invite the deans and administrators who represent our undergraduate residential colleges to call their students. Class of 2026, when your school is called, the banner bearers will come forward to represent it. This year's banner bearers are first-year students from Civic House, an academic residential community. Civic House is an academic residential community that is part of the Nashman Center, and their tenets are live, learn, and serve. So please show us your GW spirit and school pride by welcoming your classmates with as much applause and cheers as you can give.
I am Rachel Riedner, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies in the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences. All right. First year and transfer students from the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, the oldest school of the university, please rise. Please rise. And cheer as loud as you can and remain standing.
I am Dr. John Locke, Dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Science. Our school contributes to the worldwide knowledge explosion in engineering and computing and stands at the center of one of the largest and most comprehensive technology regions in the world. First year and transfer students from the School of Engineering and Applied Science, please rise, remain standing, and let us hear your C's pride.
We want you to remain standing. C's students and Columbian College, could you also rise and remain standing? Okay.
And I am Anuj Mehrotra. I am the Dean of the School of Business, where our world-class faculty and staff are committed to providing an excellent educational experience. We lead in global and experiential education, and our students intern at some of the top companies on Capitol Hill and gain experience at multilateral organizations such as the World Bank and the IMF in Washington, D.C. First years and transfer students from the School of Business, we will get you ready to be global business leaders with an entrepreneurial mindset. Please rise and remain standing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alyssa Ayers, and I'm Dean of the Elliott School of International Affairs. It is my pleasure to welcome all of our first-year and transfer students to the only School of International Affairs located between the White House and the State Department. First-year and transfer students from the Elliott School, please rise and remain standing.
Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Lynn Goldman. I am the Michael and Lori Milken Dean of the Milken Institute School of Public Health, the outstanding School of Public Health in the nation's capital. Would our public health freshmen and transfer students please rise and remain standing?
President Wrighton, I present to you the class of 2026. You may be seated.
Thank you, Provost Bracy. It's a real pleasure to be here. I know that you've had a good orientation program, and I would like you to give a shout out to the orientation leaders, both volunteers and professionals, especially Colette Coleman, who celebrates her birthday today. Thank you. Class of 2026, you're off to a great start. I believe that you are going to do exceptional work here at GW. I'm delighted to join our leadership, faculty, and staff in officially welcoming you to the George Washington University. What an incredible opportunity to be gathered together to mark the beginning of your college years. And right here in the heart of Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. Let me be among the first to say to you, thank you. Thank you for selecting the George Washington University. I know that you have had other opportunities, and we're grateful that you chose us. Our responsibility is to work to meet your very high expectations, and it is my hope that we can exceed those expectations. In this very setting, on Wednesday morning, you heard from Daniel Pink, the author of The Power of Regret. I myself am quite experienced with orientation programs at premier universities like GW. And his presentation was one of the very best, and I believe the very best I've ever heard. Also, he moderated a great discussion with 3 upper-class students of GW, and they did a terrific job in answering his questions, so articulate and with such great advice for our students. One of the elements of advice was don't make comparisons among yourselves. And my advice is to set your own goals and use those goals as your guideposts as you proceed through this university. Just a short time ago, you were under the supervision of your parents, but now you are on your own. No one to remind you to pick up your clothes, no one to tell you to eat your vegetables, no one to monitor your comings and goings. You have worked hard and effectively to have this opportunity, but you also have the responsibility to yourself, your families, and your friends, and of course, your teachers and advisors. You have the responsibility to make the most of this time in your lives. Much confidence and trust has been placed in you, and it is important that you commit to building a reward from the investment that has been placed in you. I know the past few years have not been easy. The pandemic has changed much about our lives, and it continues to affect our campuses and how we provide a college experience. But you have made it here to start the next chapter of learning and growth. And you have made it here with your talents and passions and with your diverse experiences and perspectives. Just as we embark on this university's 3rd century, we have the privilege to work with you. Although you've not been on campus very long, I hope you're beginning to see what binds us together and what we are continuing to strengthen here at GW. And that is an engaged, inclusive, and intellectual community. I want to share briefly what this means for us. First, engaged communities like ours interact with those around us. Over the next few years, you will experience courses, research projects, and student organizations that serve others. Today, after this ceremony, you will have what I hope is the first of many experiences to serve our DC neighbors. Throughout your time here, you will also find many of what we call only at GW experiences. From events and discussions with world leaders and scientists to artistic performances and all this capital city has to offer. This will culminate 3.75 years from now with your commencement on the National Mall. Being here at Washington, D.C. reminds us just how great and unique this opportunity is to advocate for change you believe in and to have a positive impact on problems locally, nationally, and globally, whether it be the pandemic, racial injustice, climate change, or divisiveness in national discourse. Such big challenges are rarely solved alone or even among a group of similar people. Which brings me to my next point. George Washington University strives to be an inclusive community every day. We embrace others for who they are and invite them into our lives. We condemn all forms of hatred and work to foster a welcoming and inclusive environment for all. Discrimination and harassment will not be tolerated, and we listen to and learn from others. When we work to understand one another better, we build mutual trust and a supportive community. And this supportive community is critical because there will be times when the experiences you have at GW are difficult. You are meeting new people in a new city or even a new country, and this can be overwhelming. I recall it was for me as one of the first in my family to go to college. So remember, many are feeling this way. Take care of yourself and others. Say hello to someone new and say hello to me if you see me walking around campus with my dog Spike. Our staff and faculty are always here for you, and I know in recent days you've heard about the many resources available to you. Please do not hesitate to ask for help when you need it. Beyond being an engaged and inclusive community, I want you to remember this university is an intellectual community. You should be challenged in and out of the classroom by your professors, by your classmates, in civil and respectful debate. You have already demonstrated that you can learn what others know. But this is a research university, and you should take advantage of the opportunity to be involved in knowledge creation that will help to make the world a better place. And you should experiment with the ideas of the world. And that may mean failing sometimes. I know I experienced my share of both success and failure in my chemical research. I hope you will view the failures as chances to grow, to become more resilient. And as Daniel Pink shared with us this week, use regret to your benefit. In this spirit, I urge you to take full advantage of every moment, to do things that are different than what you might normally choose. Look for opportunities to broaden your mind. take new subjects, or join a club or performance or intramural sport you have never tried. At GW, you have the resources, connections, and support that only a global research university can offer. This is the perfect time to explore new opportunities. I can assure you that these offerings are in your interest and will remind you why you came to George Washington University. To learn here, to grow here, to add to the legacy of more than 200 years of students who have been making a difference in the lives of others. And to be a part of this engaged, inclusive community, I'm grateful for your commitment to this aspect of GW's tradition. I'd like to close with two final bits of advice and one great expectation. My first bit of advice: do not abuse alcohol or other drugs. None of us can make good decisions when under the influence of drugs. Second bit of advice, very direct: go to class. I say this in part because you or your family have invested significantly and your professors have prepared extensively. Participate fully in your academic work. Now for my great expectation. My expectation is that the GW community will always show respect for one another, even though we may disagree from time to time. Thank you again for choosing the George Washington University, and I look forward to working to provide a great experience for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, President Wrighton, for those sage words of advice for the student population here. In just a few moments, we will have the academic recession. But first, let's use this opportunity while we're together to sing two university traditions, our alma mater and the GW fight song. Would everyone, including administrators, faculty, deans, and the class of 2026, please rise. And if you are not familiar with these songs, which you should be, Professor Anthony Blake Clark from the Corcoran School of the Arts and Design is here to help us out.
Yeah, good morning. Hello, class of 2026. How are you? Okay, we're gonna do the classic thing where I say, that wasn't loud enough. How are you this morning? Great. So, you are my choir for the day. You're a 3,000 member choir. How cool is that? By the way, this is your audition for choir, so if you do well, you're welcome to join choir. Okay, so we're gonna do some warming up first. Okay, warm up your bodies, shake things out. Go ahead, don't be shy. Do some windmills. Now, the object is not to hurt the person next to you. Some of you might want to hurt each other. Okay, now we're going to do this thing that we call sirening, kind of throwing your voice like this. Woo! Okay, now do it all up and down, sort of on your own time, like this. Woo! Okay, good job. I think you're warmed up, but we're going to do one more thing. This row, or this section over here, you're on this note. This section and up here, you're on this note. This section up here, you're on this note. Okay, we're going to sing on a la. Okay, so build it up from here. La. Can't hear you. Oh, much louder. La, la, la. Now I'm going to point to sections and you're going to go up or down, okay? Keep going. La, la, la. Okay. Pretty good at following instructions, but maybe we have to read the syllabus extra hard this week because the instructions weren't exactly there. So I'm going to point to you and go like this, and you're going to go up, or I'm going to point to a section and go like this, and you're going to go down. One pitch, okay? So la, la. Okay, we'll work on that. That's your mission for the semester, okay? Good. So, traditions are really important, and I think it's time for us all to learn the alma mater together. I know you know the fight song, but this is the alma mater. Professor Schmitz, can you give me an A flat? Okay, that's an A flat. Repeat after me. Hail, alma mater, to thy spirit guiding. Your turn, 3, go. Hail, alma mater, to thy spirit guiding. Really good. Now listen to this. Knowledge thy closest friend, in its strength abiding. Your turn, 3, and. Knowledge thy closest friend, in its strength abiding. Excellent. Now let's put those two lines together, okay? So line 1 and 2. From Hail Alma Mater, yeah, this is a memory test. 2, 3, and. Hail Alma Mater, to thy spirit's guiding. Knowledge. Knowledge thy closest friend, in its strength abiding. Excellent. Now this is the tricky part. Pledge we fidelity, ne'er its place resigning. 2, 3, and. Pledge we fidelity, ne'er its place resigning. Okay, I got that one wrong. It's ne'er its place resigning. 2, 3 from ne'er. Ne'er its place resigning. And then the end is easy. Hail thee, George Washington, your turn. Really loud. Hail thee, George Washington. Now, let's try from pledge we. 2, 3, and. Pledge we fidelity, ne'er its place resigning. Hail thee, George Washington. Do you think we could do the whole thing? Yes, of course we can. All right. So this is your starting pitch. Okay, you ready? Nice and lustily sung. Nice and loud. 2, 3. Hail, alma mater, to thy spirit's guiding. Knowledge thy closest friend, in its strength abide. Very good. And. Pledge we fidelity, ne'er its place resigning. Hail thee, George Washington. Great job! Bravo, bravo. Okay, now you're all in the University Singers. Okay, see you Wednesday night. No, now we're going to do the fight song. And I know you know the fight song, including the hand signs, right? Yes? We're going to have some of our student leaders come down to the front now. Where were you that were here this morning? You come on down to the front and help us with the hand signals. If you're too far away, that's fine. Our University Singers know it. Okay, here we go with the fight song. Yes, congratulations. Good job.
Okay.
Well done.
Morning, what do we call?
Hi, I'm Amy Cohen. I'm the Executive Director of the Honey Nashman Center for Civic Engagement and Public Service. Welcome to your Welcome Day of Service 2022. The Honey Nashman Center is the central office on GW's campus where you can get involved in community service and community engagement. We'll serve today across all of DC in all 8 wards and a little bit in Maryland, but you can get involved with us over the long term through our programs like Engage DC, Jumpstart, Smart DC, or Math Matters. We have lots of different ways that you can get involved. You can even get involved through your coursework. What we say at Honey Nashman Center is that democracy is not a state of being, it's an act. Please come down and see us, and please get involved in the Honey Nashman Center.
Hi, I'm Ruben. I am a student in the School of Engineering, and I'm also going to be your convocation speaker. The program that I am lucky enough to serve with is the Upstart Social Innovation Commissioners, where I am lucky enough to help GW students, undergraduate and grad students, partner with local nonprofit organizations in the DMV area to help create solutions to problems that those organizations are trying to address.
In DC, I served as a Jumpstart member, and now I support students in the Social Innovation Nashman Center program, where I help students support other students doing the really good work in which when they receive their grants.
I serve because it's a great way to learn more about the community we're moving into.
I serve in my community so that I can foster deep relationships with the people around me and those in my community.
I am a native of Washington, D.C., and I hope to become an OBGYN one day and work towards a maternal health crisis. Being a public health major, I can really attribute a lot of the work I do to helping my community as a Black woman.
Through Math Matters, I am helping kids who remind me of myself and showing them that, listen, if I'm here today, you definitely can be here today.
I am a student tutor, very excited because I'm finally a team lead, so that's awesome.
I serve so that I can give back to the communities that support me.
I serve to make an impact wherever I go.
I think I serve because of my mom. She's someone that inspired me to see there's so much more than just ourselves. There's this whole community around us to be a part of and to grow in.
I serve with Engage DC. I'm a student leader for the Latin American Youth Center, and we work with youth in the Columbia Heights neighborhood.
My favorite service memory was my freshman year serving virtually in partnership with Braver Angels to provide healthy discourse conversation surrounded by political opinions and thoughts that were very diverse and different for the community.
I serve in order to help and inspire others to pursue their goals the same way I was helped and inspired in the past.
Let's go serve, because service helps us build a more inclusive GW community. It's important to give back. We grow through the connections we build. Let's get ready to serve. Let's go serve. Let's go serve. Let's go serve. Raise high, class of 2026.
Thank you, class of 2026, for being such a great audience. My name is Allison Bonhouse, and I am the student coordinator at the Honey National Center for Welcome Day of Service. Welcome to GW. I want to talk to you about GW Votes, a nonpartisan coalition of students, faculty, and staff that promotes voter registration and participation among students. For those of you who are newly eligible to vote, congratulations! You can now use your voice to decide who represents you and what policies you would like to see implemented. Here at GW, we encourage all students who can vote to get registered and keep track of elections, because we understand the power and importance of the student voices and how you can make a significant difference. Here at GW, we have a tool called TurboVote to make sure you always know when elections are happening and have the information you need to vote with confidence. You can sign up to receive election reminders, get registered to vote, and apply for your absentee ballot. You can access this tool and register to vote or get an absentee ballot today by visiting go.gwu.edu/myvote. All these service leaders today can help you sign up. All you need is your phone. We hope that you will be a part of the GW tradition of being involved in your community and participating in our democracy as engaged voters throughout your time at GW and beyond. Thank you, and I hope that you are excited to serve. Please remain seated and listen carefully for me to call your site and dismiss you for service. Please wait until you hear your site name called, and then follow your group leaders out the exit door I mentioned, pick up a lunch, and proceed to your bus or walk to your service site. The buses, you have to look at the site, you have to look at the flyer in their window for your site number. As you exit the Smith Center, lunches will be available for pickup. Each exit has the same lunches. Please remember to take your water bottle and string bag with you as you leave. Let's have a great day of service. Raise high and serve high. All students heading to GW Votes in Little Falls Watershed Alliance, please exit using the northwest exit of the Smith Center now. All students heading to Key Elementary School, Hart Elementary School, and Fort DuPont Ice Arena, please exit using the northeast exit of the Smith Center. All students heading to Amadon Bowen Elementary School, Anacostia High School, and a wider circle, please exit using the southeast exit of the Smith Center. Those of you who I called can now exit. We're getting there. What'd you say? Okay, those of you who are heading to Tacoma Education Campus, Nowell Elementary and Plummer Elementary, please exit using the northwest exit of the Smith Center over here. All students heading to Johnson Middle School, Gap Development Center, and Ida B. Wells Middle School, please exit using the northeast exit of the Smith Center. All students heading to Turner Elementary, Catherine T. Reed Elementary, and Ward 8 Woods, please exit using the southeast exit of the Smith Center.